Comedy Writing Secrets, a book you've heard me talk a lot about, probably. Comedy Writing Secrets by Helitzer. He says something that's very important. I want to read you a quick little clip. Humor doesn't go into a character, it comes out of a character. Okay? Humor doesn't go into a character, it comes out of a character. A character needs a trademark, a predictable point of view which does not change. Without a shtick, the performer is just a reciter of jokes. With it, a comic can get laughs even with mistakes because, in a way, the performer is the joke. With few exceptions, every successful performer in comedy has developed at least one basic and memorable character. Not only does the audience feel comfortable with this, but the material is easier to write. The character. It's so important if you're going to be funny that you have a character. And you understand the character and you stick with the character. The character. The humor actually flows more from the character, the responses, and the natural interaction than from the jokes. Okay, so the humor doesn't come from the jokes, it comes from the character and your character's interaction with her. Or your character's interaction with the world. Or your character's interaction with your thoughts. In order to make this concept work, you must believe it and act congruently. Okay, you can't go into character, do it for a little while, and then go, do you think that was funny? Want me to do it again? This will not work if you approach this tentatively and try it. On the contrary, it will backfire. If you do that, if you try something and then see how she likes it, and then try it and see how she likes it, it'll probably backfire on you. If she can tell that you're trying to use it to get her approval. Most funny people are not trying to be funny, you'll notice. And they're usually not seeking approval. They're actually being the character. The character is where 90% of the humor flows from. The character. Most guys come up to me that have had a lot of success with the material, and they say a very similar kind of story. They say, I first got into it, I wanted to learn the pickup lines, I got into your stuff, I bought your advanced series, or I got some sexual communication or one of your other programs, I started getting into the inner game stuff, I really got into it, I started developing myself, doing self-help, and then once I got that handled, everything else took care of itself. Comedy writers often talk about the character being that same thing. The character, in this case, is the inner game. If you can get the character down, then all the funny stuff starts taking care of itself. Because when you can do the character, the humor comes from how the character is interacting with the world. Here are some roles or some characters that you might try out, okay, or test. The I'm superior to you role. Okay, I'm superior to you. An assumed or fake position of authority. The character of the victim of her seduction. She's just trying to get me into bed. Okay, some of these are more roles that you'll play in the moment, and they're not like the entire character, but you get the idea. Being cold in a funny way. The cold guy. Okay, the straight guy in comedy. The guy that only wants to know what's in it for him. Okay? What's in it for him? The neurotically selfish person. A high-maintenance chick. The ultimate authority and commentator on wussy guys. Okay? The guy that's the expert on wussy guys, what they do, and making fun of them. Imitating her. Okay, becoming an imitation of her. Becoming the devil's advocate. Okay? Encouraging her bad or unhealthy behavior in a sarcastic way. You're always on her mind and she's pursuing you. You know that she's like a stalker. And you're trying to resist her charms. She needs adult supervision. Okay? Or as my friend Rich would say, she has a problem that medical science just cannot explain.